All right, folks, I'm really excited to get into the lab today and record this video for you all. Making some slime. We reviewed it on Friday, and we're going to actually get to it today. So here we are, putting on my personal protective equipment as I begin to explain some stuff. So remember, we got white glue, polyvinyl acetate. This is our polymer starting material, like our spaghetti on the plate for our chains in the box. And we got some borax, or sodium borate. You can see it's not a polymer. It is a salt sort of crystalline structure, white. And we're going to actually mix this with water before we add them together. So I have some different amounts of borax or sodium borate weighed out. And I have their masses written here: 1.8 grams, 2.9 grams, 4.8 grams, and 6.8 grams. We're going to be mixing those different amounts, each with 30 milliliters of water. So all four of these cups are going to get filled with warm water. And then we're going to have about 20 grams of glue. Okay, so each of these cups is going to have glue, and we're going to color each of those different colors so we can identify what they are. Okay, then we're not going to mix the whole 30 milliliters of our solution in there. We're only going to take, using our pipette, we're going to take 10 milliliters of that solution, right? So this solution will be the strongest, right, because it has the most amount of the borax in it, even though we're adding 10 milliliters of the solution, right? We don't want it to be extra watery or anything like that, but it will be stronger because it's got more of this concentrated in there, and so on and so forth, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We can read the procedure here. I just sort of explained it to you, but we've got 4 different polymers that we're going to be making with different amounts of sodium borate, and we're going to turn them into little bouncy balls to see if they can bounce different heights or what's going to happen there. We should be recording our data in our OneNote notebook. Okay, we're eventually going to be making a graph, but you will be recording your data not here under Unit 1 Lab 2 report. You're just going to write C data, right, under this tab here. And you're going to find all these data tables for our 4 polymers. You'll fill in the mass of the ball, which I will tell us the color, the amount of borax that's written here, and then we'll eventually get to our bounce heights, okay? So that's where we're at. We'll check in with you later on. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going to zero out the weight of the cup. And I've weighed out just about 20 grams of glue in each of these cups. I'm going to color them, 2 drops each. Okay. And this one is going to have 1 red and 1 yellow, and hopefully that'll be different enough we can keep track of them. And we'll have 2 green over here. Boom, boom. Okay, and so we're going to have our red be 1.8 grams, our yellow be 2.9, our orange, which is 1 and 1, be 4.8 grams, and our green be 6.8 grams. Okay, so make sure we record that in our data tables, right, under amount of borax and the color of ball. We don't know the mass of the balls yet, all right, but we'll get there. All right, as we can see, we've got our red, it's kind of pink, you might call it pink, yellow, orange, green, and I've put 30 milliliters of warm water in all of our cups. And we're going to create our solutions, right? So adding our borax into each one. Okay. And I'm going to use this little pipette to make sure it's all stirred up good and that we create an actual solution. Alright, solution means that everything is dissolved in here. Alright, so go ahead and stir these up. I'm going to let them dissolve for a minute. And like I said, we're going to measure out 10 milliliters of each of them. 10 milliliters of that solution. And then we'll add it to here to make our slime. So we'll be back in a second to do that. Alright, so at this point I've moved over with my pipette, I've moved over 10 milliliters of the solution. Remember, so we have our least concentrated solution with only 1.8 grams and our most concentrated solution with 6.8 grams, right? And we're not going to add all of it, we're just going to add the 10 milliliters. So we're going to add that to all of our cups here. And we're going to stir them together. Okay, we're going to start to see our properties change. We're going to start to see we're getting slime. Okay, so we're going to make sure to stir them all. And so I'm going to try to make about even sized balls for each of these bouncy balls. We're going to try to get them about the same mass, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to knead them into balls and be back in a minute. Alright, so we're at the point where we've got our slime balls. Remember, we had our red ball had 1.8, yellow 2.9, 4.8 grams for our orange, and 6.8 grams for our green of borax. Now we're going to measure the actual mass of the ball. Okay, so red is 22.7 grams. Okay, 22.7 grams is its mass. And pretty close, 21.0 grams for our yellow ball. Green ball, a little smaller, 20.8 grams. And our green slime, yeah, that one felt a little bit heftier. Okay, so keep in mind this could affect the results. It is a slight variable that we can't control totally, but they are all about the same size. They're all pretty round. They're not perfect. I can notice a little bit of difference in the way they feel. Okay, they do tend to get firmer, right? The green one feels a lot firmer than the red one. Okay, and that progresses the same way. So those are definitely a little bit different. We're gonna come back and try out the